Instagram. What we got here? Live on TikTok yet? Let's see. Waiting for everybody to come in here. All right. TikTok is in the house.
Blue looking clean.
Jimmy, yeah, we are looking. Blue is the best for sure. Sylvia, Mark, BTX, Strength Addicts in the house. What's up, Christian? Revolution Apparel, how you doing? Big shout out Kaji Gus, Skyer Sports. Everybody join us on TikTok. What's going on out there? How you guys doing? Facebook, what's up? YouTube, and everybody else. We appreciate you. And happy Friday. Welcome to Titan Lifestyle with Big Drew.
That's right. It's Friday. We're back 2 p.m. every Friday. We do this. Me and John, we talk about therapy of the week. We talk about Titan events, Q&A, my favorite part. And always we pick out some crazy topics for you guys.
Yeah.
We've got a question already. I see people asking questions already on there.
Yep.
CJC question.
Ryan.
Oh, nice. Good stack.
Ryan Wagner.
He says, thoughts on CJC 1295 stack with MK677. What do you think?
I mean, I think you could do it for sure, 100%. It'll definitely boost IGF-1 levels, really good. Your sleep pattern should be better. And you're going to get hungry with this, so you're going to probably grow. Yeah. Recovery should be a lot better with both of these things. You can do both of them at the same time. So I think it might be a little bit overkill and do MK and then CJC, maybe, but it's not going to be a bad thing. Let's put it like that. You definitely will boost IGF-1 levels and definitely promote better sleep and recovery, like I said. So I think it's going to be a good thing.
Yeah, for me, if I were to do those two, I wouldn't take them together. I would take the MK first, get the eating in, get the recovery in, this and that, and then once I'm done with my MK67, I would overlap it with some CJC. But again, like John said, they both raise your IGF-1 levels a lot, so I wouldn't want to take them together. Yeah. But I would do the MK677 first, and then finish off with this 1295.
What can I provide to take, or what can I take to provide more hunger to get more food in? No, we just talked about it on TikTok. So it's MK677, so ibutramortin. And listen, this is one of our topics. It was something we need to go over. It's pretty serious. Listen, if you guys want to get pharmaceutical peptides from a pharmacy, you know what it's going to get. It's prescribed. You guys better hurry up. You guys better call or text us immediately today, Monday, over the weekend, whenever you can. Fill out the new patient paperwork online because most of the peptides you don't need blood work for, but you do need to fill out the new patient paperwork, and you definitely need to do a medical consult, and you can get these peptides. The FDA is trying to ban peptides, just so you guys all know out there. They've told compounding pharmacies they do not want them compounding any more of these peptides after what they've got left in stock. So I know there's a petition going on online. We're going to post that link for the petition here today, later on, after the show. And at that point, I want you guys to go all on there and sign it, especially if you guys have taken peptides before. If you guys have taken peptides, you know how good they can be. And whether it's healing peptides like BPC 157 or TB 500, which I use almost daily, and I get relief for my shoulder injuries, and a lot of other people out there for healing properties. These are two major ones that might be going away or are going away already unless something gets turned around. CJC 1295 with ipamorelin is going to be going away. MK677 going away. AOD 9604 going away. GHKCU going away. CMAX, C-Link, Dihexa, all these different peptides that a lot of people are getting a lot of benefits for are going away. So there's a limited supply left. We can set you guys up and take care of you guys, but you guys need to do this really, really quick.
Yeah, also, too, when you guys call 727-389-3220, make sure you guys ask about the peptides. Certain ones, there's no limit to how much you can get. Other ones, there is a cap on it. So when you call and ask to order your peptides, if you're looking to stock up because of what John just talked about, ask and see if you can get certain things you can order more than one per month. Your medical provider or the girl who you talk to on the phone, she'll let you know, there's no cap on that. So say if you want to get TB 500 or MK, whatever, call if you want to stock up. Let me know how many months can I get in advance because I want to jump on this now. And you guys can throw my name in there and use your discount too. So you can get 3, 4, 5 months ahead of time. So that way, because once it runs out, then you're going to wish you'd called. Then you're going to go back to this very moment
100%.
And say, damn, Drew and John was just saying I should have stocked up. So you might want to stock up now. And again, ask how many you can get when you call.
You can usually get a 6-month refill is what they're limiting patients to because everybody's calling and like, I want 2 years worth. Literally, I'm not joking around. And, we'd like to do that for you guys, but they're only limited to 6 months per peptide. So that's what it is. CK says, Titan has changed my life. Thank you. That's awesome. Perfect. I appreciate you guys coming on here. I mean, that's awesome, dude.
Also, TK, a little bit of insight. How did Titan change your life, and how long have you been with Titan, too?
Good questions, Drew. Good questions.
Got a lot of questions. Dying to see Big Drew try that MK ECA Plus stack experiment. Actually, that's not an experiment. I've done that before.
Yeah.
I've done MK and ECA.
No, we're talking about the semi-glutide MK67 stack. Yeah. That would be a good one.
That would be that would.
But I don't want to. I don't want to chance Drew not eating. He might get upset and hungry. So I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
It might curb your appetite. You wouldn't even think about it.
It'd be like taking like caffeine and a sleeping pill. It'd be like kind of going two different avenues. But
Revolution Apparel said, "Is there a chance tests could also be banned?" So testosterone is not going to be banned. They already moved it to a controlled substance before, because of the baseball thing and performance enhancing. So, I wouldn't worry about that. The reason I wouldn't worry about testosterone is testosterone is FDA approved. There are some peptides that are going to stick around because they're FDA approved, and that is tirzepatide, semaglutide, sermorelin, which will be the one that everybody will go back to. It's a GHRH peptide. So if you're on CJC 1295, ipamorelin, you're going to go back to that. And PT141, that's FDA approved too as well. So those peptides we know are going to stick around. But you know what? One of the pharmacies told me they think they have a workaround. So if they have a workaround, I can't promise anything. That's going to be a great thing for us. But we'll see. I don't want to promise you something that isn't for sure.
And again, I know a lot of people are probably wondering, I could just order from any website. I've seen websites that have these peptides. Yep. Now you really want to be careful because if they're getting rid of peptides or they're trying to make it hard to get rid of peptides legally and through medical providers, next thing people are going to do is they're going to Google search. They're going to I found a website that has them. But again, you're going to be a lab rat. It's going to be for research purposes only, and they can basically sell you whatever they want to sell you, and they're not going to get in trouble for it because who are you going to complain to?
That's right.
So again, stock up now. Get it from a reputable place like Titan. And I don't order from places online that are just randomly asking you for a card number, and we'll send it to you. No prescription necessary, no blood work, no anything. Yeah, it's red flag all day.
Definitely. That was the big thing I didn't like about this was, if the FDA did want to ban peptides, that's fine. Okay, they want to do that. That's their choice. But at least go after the people that are doing it illegally right now. Go after the research chemical sites that you have no idea. There's no quality control there. There's no testing. It is what it is. It's a gray area that a lot of people are monetizing on, and they will monetize on it even more when everybody has no peptides to go to pharmaceutical and prescribe-wise, and everybody will get put back to the black market, which is a bad thing. So we'll see how this all changes here because something's going to give. Something's definitely going to give. So we'll see what it is. BDB888, what does that mean for Titan? Aren't peptides the core of what you provide? So peptides are a part. I would say maybe 20%. Everything. Listen, we do HRT. That's the core of our business. And then our blends, which are vitamin and amino acid blends, they ain't going away. And at that point, you're talking about Hercules Potion, Titan Complete, Titan Ultra, NAD, glutathione. All these different things that we do, and that's the majority of our business. So if those things go away, then I'm like, you know what, we'll have to close Titan down. But right now, everything is golden. I don't think there's going to be issues with that as far as that goes. And there's going to be new therapies coming down the pipeline. So don't think that, because the pharmacies are the really ones that are taking the blow. They're doing the most business on peptides for all these different clinics out there. So this is going to be a major hit for most compounding pharmacies out there. And you know what? It'll probably weed out some of them too as well. The little guys will not be able to sustain this hit. But it is what it is. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, sign those petitions, man. More people. Petitions. Don't sit back and wait to see what happens. You can be a part of it. Just sign it. If they get flooded with complaints and people being annoyed, whether it's offices, patients, this and that, they might turn it around. So
weight loss is the next biggest thing. Semaglutide, tirzepatide, ECA Stack Plus, all these great things. So it is what it is.
Yeah. If you think about it, they're messing with the food. They're putting stuff in the vegetables. Candy. I know Skittles is going to be banned in California in 2027, which is good.
That's good.
But they're banning food. They're putting stuff in the food now with the medicine, the stuff that helps people. They're getting rid of too. So it's kind of
that sucks.
Yeah, it's like they get rid of everything. I don't know.
It does suck. What's the main difference between tirzepatide and semaglutide? Price similar. So for a 10-week program for semaglutide, it's $550. For tirzepatide, it's $650. The main difference between the two is they both have GLP-1, which is glucagon-like peptide 1, but tirzepatide also has this thing called GIP, And what this does is it also targets another portion of the brain to control the hunger factor. Now, the big difference that you usually see from patients is that they don't get as much side effect if they do get any nausea or anything like that. And by the clinical studies, it controls A1C better, and it helps with weight loss a little bit better, like by 2.1%. So that's kind of what it was. Was wondering which way would it be possible to help my grandmother out. She says she wants good vitamins that would help her have energy, but at the same time she has arthritis. How old is your grandmother? That's the first question. And you could get her some different things over the counter where it might not help her, or it might help her, excuse me. Definitely want to look at some different things because I don't know if she's want to do her own injections. That might be just a different thing, but that could be a different thing as well that you could offer, I guess, just depending on how old she is.
Jose is also asking about bone density, something for his grandmother's bone density. Anything we got for that?
Bone density is like calcium would be one, I guess, but at that point, I
don't think we really have anything.
The only thing
specifically,
thing that would help bone density is testosterone.
Yeah.
If you have testosterone, then it would help bone density.
IGF would help with bone density at all? No.
No, you're gonna have to. I mean, that's gonna have to be something because usually with females, this is a big thing. Estrogen goes low, testosterone's low, and bone density starts going. Yeah. It's a major thing. So yeah, she's 75 years old.
75 calcium. Yeah, I
would do calcium supplementation for sure, 100%, and then look into, maybe some DHEA. That's one thing I could possibly say that might help a little bit, boost some levels. Not too much, but a little bit just to maybe give her a little energy and a little oomph and help with the bone density.
Also, too, with at that age, any age, depending on what you eat and what you drink, put in your body helps with energy levels too. So if you get her diet on point, if she's eating the right foods at the right times or not missing meals, or food actually gives you good energy too. So a lot of people when they get older, they eat less and less and less. So more meals, more sleep, a little bit of calcium, I think it'll help her out a lot.
Yep. Earlier Bird said, how is Summerlin? He asked this question twice, so I want to make sure we get to it on TikTok. All right, so Summerlin. Summerlin is good, right? I would take Summerlin 6 months, maybe go off, and then 6 months more. At that point, Summerlin is going to be the only GHRH peptide out there for you guys to be able to utilize from a pharmacy. And at that point, it's going to be good. It's like the first one out there, as far as that goes. This was supposed to replace growth hormone for, kids that had, deficiencies in their growth hormone, adults same way. So at that point, Summerlin's going to be a good choice to go on. I mean, there's not going to be many choices for GHRHs out there as far as this goes. So Summerlin's going to be your only choice.
Noah's asking about food. He's asking, a lot of people are asking on here, what can they do to increase their hunger, get hungry more. MK677 will say it again and again. Yep. You're going to get hungry quick. Yep. You're going to get hungry often. Just make sure you're eating the right foods.
Absolutely, 100%. And then some guy got peptides from some Swiss chems. Stay away from the chem sites, guys. You never know what you're going to get, literally. So at that point, I wouldn't take the chance. If you're in this for health and fitness, how healthy is it taking something you have no idea? You have more self-control over what you're putting your food in your mouth food-wise than you do anything else as far as compound-wise if you're doing this stuff. So I would just make sure that, you're getting things from a reputable place. What is the best PCT and compounds? Does Type Medical have products, and how much would money cost? How much would it cost? So PCT is post-cycle therapy, if anybody doesn't know what PCT means. Yes, we do have PCT, and I think the best thing for PCT or to bridge you over to a real program is what we would do is, right now, because Peptin's gone, and clomiphene's the only one I would really recommend. You know what I even found out today? I found out that the biggest supplier of commercial HCG, Pregnol, right, has just decided they're done.
No more HCG at all.
Pregnol. Now another commercial pharmaceutical company is going to produce their own HCG, and now they're going to raise the price.
What else does Pregnol produce? I mean, I'm sure they have other things too. Right?
No, Pregnol. That's the name. That's the name of the HCG.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's Eli Lilly that has it. It's one of those big ones. But I don't know why.
I don't know why they're getting rid of it.
It's a huge seller, guys. Like it's the commercial brand sells out. Sells out. So I don't understand what is going on, but it looks like, man, they are because it's used for fertility. I'm not even talking about testosterone or add-back therapy.
Yeah.
So it's just really weird that Pregnol would be gone. I mean, but there is other HCG out there that you guys can get. It's just going to be more money. It sucks.
Hollywood's asking what total T you guys like for TRT dose. That's going to be patient dependent, so everybody's different. Yeah. Once you get your blood work done, a medical provider calls you. Once they go over it, if your levels are low or high, that's going to be every patient's different. So there's no set program. I get a lot of people call in or they'll ask questions. Yeah, I'm on HRT right now, and they're not really on HRT. They're just giving what they think is an HRT dosage. Yeah. So you're not on HRT unless it's being regulated from a medical provider, and everybody's different. One guy might get 50 milligrams, one guy might get 100, one guy might get 200, but everyone's different.
That's true.
Once you get your blood levels back, they'll tell you what you're going to qualify for.
It depends on your symptoms, your health, and and how your numbers look. I mean, all correlates together for the provider. But we're going to get you to an optimal level. So we're not going to say, hey, all right, well, you're clinically deficient. We're going to get you to 400. No, we're going to get you like 900, or maybe a little above, but right around the optimal range. That's where we want you at.
Shout out to Anthony.
Woo-hoo. Yeah. Drew is big. He's a big boy. All right. Any update on Oxandrone ban? Still banned, man. I don't know about that one coming back, and there ain't gonna be no petitions except for maybe some bodybuilding chicks that want.
Good question. Can topical TRT gel affects people around them? In other words, if I rub some gel on me and I lay in bed, and my girlfriend or wife or whoever's 100%. Laying on me and it gets on them,
100%. Wherever you rub that gel, your kids rub you, touch you there. Your wife touches you there. Dogs touch you there. You rub your dog after you rub on the gel. It can definitely affect them around you. It absorbs into them just like it absorbs into you. Yeah. The problem is most guys are hairy, and some of that stuff stays on the hair. And even if you've wiped it in as much as you possibly can, there's still a little bit there.
Yeah, I never even thought about that.
Yeah, so you want to wipe it in places where really people are not going to touch you. I mean, that's really where it is.
Top of the feet, probably.
Somewhere like that. I mean, behind the knees, unless you're a girl and you have a kid that's little, and they'll grab you around the knees and they just hang back there. Yeah. But just different areas. You got to put them on the most smooth areas possible. But it can definitely affect people around you, 100%.
I'd always recommend to it if you've been taking topical TRT, if you've been doing it for a while, if you like it, I'd say to go the next step and go with injections. Yeah. The injection frequency is going to be a lot easier. You're going to absorb every last milligram. Yeah. You're not going to have to worry about sweating it off or hair or is it absorbing properly. As soon as you do that injection, if it's 100 milligrams, you're getting 100 milligrams.
That's right.
I would always recommend to go the injection route. That way you're saving your money. I mean, you're not wasting your money, too. If you're taking topical TRT and you're not absorbing it correctly, you're supposed to get 50 milligrams, you're only getting 10. Yeah. You kind of you're not really getting your money's worth, too. So I would always recommend, whether it's oral or anything, I will always recommend going with the injectable.
Hollywood said, I've gone under 1,200 2 times. That's total testosterone. And both times I started feeling insane fatigue in my head. So it might not be in your head. I mean, if, and 1,200 is not crazy, so you can stay at 1,200. But at that point, your body is used to that, right? So if you're taking this dose, it's used to that dose. That's why usually when people get on TRT the first couple of months and stuff like that, oh my God, I feel so different. Yeah. And then a year into it, they're like,
I feel normal.
Yeah, you feel normal. So you're kind of used to your body's adapted to that. So that might be what it is. There could be things, estrogen, other things. Have you checked all these different markers in the blood just to make sure? Because that could be a different factor too as well. So, it is what it is. But, if you do dose down, your body will get used to it. If you say, listen, I'm taking 300 milligrams a week. I want to go down to 200 milligrams a week. So at that point, you start titrating down a little bit each time, and your body will get used to it, and you won't really feel the fatigue I think you're doing. My dad uses it, and my 6-month brother is using 1-year-old cloths. So
what? 1-year-old clothes?
What's that mean?
My dad uses it, and my 6-month brother is using.
What was his first question? Is there another question that he answered?
So is he?
Topical. His dad uses it.
Your dad uses it, and my 6-month brother is using 1-year-old clothes. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm. Yeah,
oh no, he has a 6-month-old brother that's so big that he's wearing 1-month-old clothes,
oh.
and he's wondering if the TRT rubbed off, and that's why his 6-month-old brother's got to be a beast.
I don't know, man. So listen, kids are getting bigger than ever. I mean, as far as that goes, Peter's big, right? But I mean, I never used topical testosterone. It is what it is, but. I mean, listen, if the kid has definitely absorbed some, it could raise his levels. which is not a good thing.
Yeah.
The reason is because he's got outside testosterone entering the body. Same thing with us.
At that age, too, that's really...
It will shut down their levels. It will shut down their testosterone. So at that point, you don't want that.
I'd probably get that 6-month-old check just to make sure that there's nothing going on.
Yeah, it's hard though.
He could be laying them on his chest, holding them, or and then he's absorbing over time. Because think, he's only been alive for 6 months. Yeah. So if it's been happening for a month or two, that's literally like a quarter or third of his life. So,
definitely.
Yeah, I would make sure he's good. Kids are huge now, though.
They are. Kids are getting bigger and bigger, man. I got blessed on Wednesday. I dosed down a few weeks ago, and this week I'm bedridden. LOL.
Bedridden? From what?
I shouldn't be bedridden, especially at 1200. There's got to be some other things going on in the bloods, so we need to see what's going on there, right? And then look at everything, what's going on, because you shouldn't be bedridden. A little tired, maybe. Okay, I can get that, but not bedridden for sure, 100%.
Also, too, what other type of lifestyle, I mean, not to get too into your business, but what other type of lifestyle changes have you made? Because a lot of times people, they'll change their TRT or they'll change things, and automatically they'll start feeling like, oh, I have a headache because I did this. But then again, if you have a different job, if you're not sleeping right, if you're not eating right, if you have a change in diet, a change in that makes a difference too. So if everything else is going exactly how it always has been, and then you change, then you could maybe say it came from, testosterone hormone related. But if you're changing your schedule, your eating habits, your everything, and you're lowering or increasing, it might not even be from the testosterone you're feeling like that. You might just need some rest, a couple days off, rest, food, water helps a lot.
Remember, people are getting sick out there still. So at that point, you might have a virus. If you're bedridden and stuff like that, and you're feeling like that, you could be sick. There are patients that call us up sometimes and they're like, oh, I just don't feel good. I think it's the program, stuff like that. We're like, what else is going on? And we start triaging them on the phone. The provider does. And like, you sound like you have a cold or you're getting sick. And sure enough, most of those people call us back like, you know what, you were right. I was getting sick.
Yeah, he says there's no lifestyle change. His tendons started hurting. It sounds like you're drying out. Or I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on.
I mean, listen, you get sick, some of these things can start aching. Pains, tendons, joints. I mean,
everything.
It definitely happens.
Like fever,
inflammation.
Aches. Yeah, you always hear like the flu, aches and pains.
And COVID is going around, man. So at that point, just it is what it is. You might have to write it out. You might have to get some different things to cover up some of the symptoms for a few days, but you should be good, man.
You might want to jump and grab some glutathione. We got glutathione over here. It'll knock out sickness. Great for immunity. Yeah. I always keep it on hand. I don't take it every day, but what I do is I take it. If I feel myself getting sick, take maybe 3 or 4 mLs of it, which is completely fine. It's not like, it's not caffeine or a hormone. Yep. But that stuff knocks it out. It helps prevent sickness and helps knock out the virus or any type of sicknesses you have. So
absolutely.
Jump on some glutathione. It's an injectable. It's water-based. It's painless, and it'll help a lot.
Yeah. You should follow it, too. He's following it very
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it. VLW Jr. What's the way for my harmonization? I'm 27. I started to work out 1 day ago. Okay, so if you're 27 and you're having issues, you might want to do a blood test just to check and see where everything's at. After that point, we can start looking at what you're really trying to do. Put on lean muscle, lose weight, and we can personalize a regimen for you. Our providers will. So at that point, first thing to do is call or text 727-389-3220. ATG is so expensive and so counterfeited. It is counterfeited, guys, a lot. Black market, ATG is out there, and I wouldn't trust it, but at that point, you guys can, if you want to. It's your decision. And,
a lot. I see people ordering HCG and peptides from these companies, from these random sites, and it comes in a box with no name on it, and it comes in a glass vial with powder in it with no label on it, and then it comes with the water with no label on it. So it's kind of like, they say they're going to give you some IGF, they may give you some TB500, they may give you some bacteriostatic water, they may give you anything. And again, you can't complain.
That's right.
It's not like as soon as you take it, you're going to know right away if it's good or not. Right. You have to wait weeks, sometimes months, or get your blood work done.
Yeah.
You spend a few $100 or even $1,000, whatever, and order all this stuff. And then now you got to wait a couple months to see if it's working. Yep. And then even if it is working, you don't know if it is what it says it is.
It's true.
Then now you go get your blood work done. You're like, wait a minute, I thought I was, what am I really doing?
It's so true.
And then you don't know what you've been taking, so then you don't know how to diagnose it. Mm-hmm. So you've been taking something for 3 or 4 months. You don't know what it is. It's supposed to be this, but it's not. Now, how do you counteract that? How do you You know, once you get your blood work done, it may be all out of whack, but you don't even know what you did to get to that point. So again, I can say time and time again, it may take a little bit longer, because you have to set everything up and call and this and that, but it's kind of like an Apple phone. Once you set everything up, once you're in there, it's easy.
Yeah.
You just call the number, hey, I need to order some MK, okay, boom. What's your name? They verify everything, boom, we'll send it out to you. It's real quick. As opposed to, I know people that have tried, I'm going to try this other peptide place I found online. I'm going to try this other research place, this other research place. So it's like in the course of a year, you've tried 3 or 4 different places.
Dude, that's crazy.
I see it all the time. People are like, oh yeah, this one place, they got shut down, so I'm going over here. They got shut down. I've been getting shut down for a reason.
Yeah. So, we'll Bill on here. Let's get this guy off here.
Oh, we got a hater?
Yeah, TikTok.
Guys, see these mugs?
Yeah. Ice shakers.
Ice shaker mugs.
That's right.
Keeps your drink hot or cold for the whole weekend.
That's right.
So you guys could bring this to an event. You could be on the job site all day. Keep your coffee hot. Keep your drink cold all day.
So we still have all the peptides right now, guys. Hollywood SEP. You just got to get that visit in. Fill out the new patient paperwork first. We have it right now. How long it's gonna last, we have no idea. So at that point, hurry up because we're putting in orders for a lot of people. Will Bill, you can be deleted. $30 plus shipping, garbage. Nobody wants that stuff here, dude. Nobody wants your shit here. I'm sorry. You're trying to make a buck on people, dude. This is not the place for sure, 100%. Yeah,
that's the guy I was just talking about.
Yeah.
Right
Watch
there.
out for Bill, Bill B. Will, whatever his name is.
$30 for backwater.
Do you recommend taking HCG while on TRT, even though you aren't trying to have kids? So yeah, I would. I would recommend taking HCG or enclomiphene, which we take. It's a capsule. You don't have to do the injections. I think it works a little bit better as far as that goes. And the thing about it is that, even if you're not trying to have kids, because that's a big pushback from some of the older guys. They're like, listen, I already have kids. I don't care if my testicles shrink and all this good stuff. Like, listen, we don't want you to have any negative side effects. And your testicle shrinking is a negative side effect. And you aren't going to produce as much sperm. So you might have a girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever it is, and at that point, this could interact with some of your sex life. You don't want that. Plus, you don't want tightness of testicles. Nobody likes their testicles tight as a guy. I can't see one guy that's like, I like my stuff tight. I don't like it tight. Yeah, right. When you jump in cold water, trust me, they tighten up. You're like going up in your stomach almost. So don't want that. So at that point, I would take some sort of add-back therapy for your testosterone placement. Anything else? Oh, okay. And is it okay to do HCG and clomiphene together? I wouldn't do them together.
That's too much.
I wouldn't do them together. Unless you're really trying to get somebody pregnant, you want to just go balls to the wall.
Yeah, right.
Like,
unless you and your wife have been trying for like a year.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I'm just going to super sperm.
That we have done that with somebody. And they weren't getting the result. And we did like the sperm analysis on them, the whole 9. She got tested. And sometimes, you just got to make as much fertility as possible. And this definitely did. So they want testosterone, HCG, and clomiphene. They took alongside of it. And they did get pregnant, luckily. So that was awesome.
Also, Richard, why would you be taking the HCG and clomiphene together as well?
Yeah.
If you're taking it just to increase your testosterone levels, you might as well just go the TRT route if you can.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, I've heard guys take high-dose HCG because they're trying to gain muscle because they're like, my testosterone's going to go up, so I'm just going to blast the HCG. Yeah. But then the estrogen's through the roof, too. So why would you be doing that combination?
Yeah. Richard lifts. I'm late, but will y'all continue selling BPC 157 and the other peptides? So we will until they're gone from the pharmacies. When the pharmacies are done with them, we can't get them from anywhere else. We're not going to pitch you guys black market products or send you out something like that. No way, no how. I don't care. It is what it is. Somebody told me, like, hey, John, you should open a research chemical site and go offshore and just do it like that. I'm like, I am not doing that. I've been in the business 11 years legitimately. I'm not going to go illegitimate or gray area to get busted or get something happen to me that I don't need to happen to me. So, I'm not greedy. It is what it is. I got to play by the rules of the government and everything that's going on out there. So I'm in the same boat as you guys. User 242964 or 2946. I just started semaglutide for a cut. It's gonna be a great for a cut for sure, 100%.
What are your goals for your cut?
Yeah.
Is there an androgenic compound that doesn't raise your hemoglobin in Connecticut?
No, androgenic compounds are always going to raise hemoglobin, hematocrit, and red blood cell count. Now, they might not raise them like where you're having to donate all the time. They might raise them a little bit, a couple points, but if you're on like a normal dose, usually like 1 to 200 milligrams, usually you don't have to donate too much. Some people they're more sensitive. It goes up, and they have to donate a couple more times a year. But majority of people like me, like I think I donate twice a year just for maintenance. I don't like on my blood tests; they don't come back super high. So it depends on the person. Yeah. It really does.
Also, user 249 or 242. You're asking that by androgenic compound doesn't range your hemoglobin. What are you trying to get from the androgenic compound? Yeah. I always like to ask people that too, because we have plenty of stuff here at Titan that maybe not androgenic, but may give you the same results that you're trying to go for.
True statement.
What is your goal in taking the semaglutide for the cut, and what is your goal for adding the androgenic with the semaglutide?
Yeah. Early bird, is a Remedex needed with clomiphene? It just depends on the person. Most people that we put on clomiphene do get an AI, a aromatase inhibitor.
For me, definitely. I'll say that. Personally, for me, definitely. Yeah.
So, I mean, me too. So, if I was just taking clomiphene, it would raise my levels to the point that I might need a little bit of an aromatase inhibitor. Being on testosterone clomiphene, I definitely need an aromatase inhibitor. I use one.
User's saying he's just trying to get a little bit more diced up and cut up. He's currently 220 pounds, daily lean.
Nice.
Just want to lose 10 to 15 pounds for the cut. Yeah, if you're looking to lose 10, 15 pounds, I wouldn't even recommend adding the androgenic compound in there. If you already have the, if you're already doing the clomiphene, and I mean, you don't really need to add anything to that.
Are you trying to cut or trying to get big?
He's trying to cut, but
if you're trying to lose 10 to 15 pounds and you're 220 and you're already lean,
dude, semaglutide, do the ECA stack and Hercules potion, man, you'll be on your way. That is a true trifecta.
Yeah,
right there,
definitely.
for sure.
Yeah,
no problems, no messing with your hormone levels. You'll be good to go.
And they all work good together too. Like the clomiphene, they all work. They mesh good together.
Absolutely.
You won't have to worry about losing your hair. You won't have to worry about any of the androgenic side effects that you get too.
Oh, I'm 5'7", so I'm coming down from 230 pounds heavy. Okay, all right. Listen, you'll look good, dude.
You're already 10 pounds down. This is good.
Yeah, man. You'll definitely get set there for sure.
Big little dude, right?
Yeah, man, for sure. Wide. Anything else on here? All right, so let's get into some of our topics here. Rest and recovery are crucial for weightlifters, 40 and over. We didn't do the therapy of the week. We'll talk about that afterward.
Yeah, I'm definitely. As I get older, once you hit 40, you start realizing a lot of times in the whole bodybuilding or workout thing, people are like, no days off. You got to go hardcore, no days off. And people always like, there's always the debate: is there overtraining? Is there such thing as overtraining? I don't believe there's a such thing as overtraining when you're younger. If you're 18, 19, 20, 24, 25, or even 26, 27, you could train all the time as long as you're eating all the time and resting all the time. But if you've been grinding it out like I have for the past 15 years, working out almost every day, lifting heavy weights, you got to rest. Like, you got to get that rest and recovery. I'm not 20 years old anymore where I can just go in and, bench press 500 on this day, the next day do this and that. Like, I'm realizing that the more rest I get, the better I feel, the better the workouts are, and I'm not losing muscle. People are always so worried about losing muscle. So people over there, if you've been working out every single day like I did for so many years, I've been working out every day, I've been doing it for 10 years, that doesn't mean you need to work out every day. I mean, you're not going to be 60 years old working out every day, heavy every day, and still getting the same result. Because the thing is, your results are going to kind of go away too. The older you get, the more recovery you need in order to, to build the muscle or to burn the fat or whatever. So when you're younger, you may be able to work out 6-7 days a week, not sleep that much, eat whatever, fast food, whatever. But as you get older, I'm telling you, your food needs to get cleaner, your rest needs to get better, your lifts need to get smarter. I'm working out every other day now, which is the first time I've done this ever, and I'm feeling way better. My joints I just feel a lot better, and it's making me realize that all those years where I did 7 days a week in the gym, 2 hours every day, wasn't really doing anything. I mean, it was a little bit, but once I build my base, all it is grinding my elbows, grinding everything, and then the food too. A lot of times people automatically say that their recovery is, as long as they're not working out, they're resting. So in other words, as long as I'm not in the gym lifting heavy weights, I'm resting. But if you're going out working construction all day, if you're at a beach running around with the kids in the hot sun all day and you're not eating, that's not really resting. So a really rest means rest, mental rest and physical rest. A lot of times people take a day off from the gym and they sit there and argue and deal with stuff all day in their head, so it's like their mental rest isn't even there. So I feel like the older you get, you need the mental rest, the physical rest, the right foods, hydration, and sleep, and that way you'll feel good. Because a lot of times people get into their routine where they just go through the move. Oh, I got to get up, I got to go to the gym, I got eat my pre-workout meal, and it's after a while it just gets kind of boring. Like you have nothing to look forward to. It's kind of routine. So by going to the gym less, you have to look forward to the gym when you go. When you're in the gym, you can't just say I'll come back tomorrow because there is no tomorrow.
Right.
So I recommend people that's 45 and older, even 35 or whatever, if you start feeling those aches and pains, take time off, start going every other day and rest. Yeah. Don't be afraid. Take a day off, turn your phone off, and go to bed for, if you need to do that. Because people will take the day off from the gym and then run around all day in the heat and be arguing with this person at this job and arguing with this person in a relationship and going to the store, and it's like, you need to rest. Yeah. You need to just relax.
As best as possible. Some people, it is what it is. Yeah. They got jobs. They got people, might have a spouse that doesn't like you going to the gym all the time or whatever it may be. Yeah. Definitely, listen, rest and recovery are key factors.
Huge.
Me and Drew definitely understand that. Even when we talk to Mike, he thrives on the rest and recovery. Yeah. Eating good.
That's the king of rest and recovery.
Yeah, eating good, right? Resting and sleeping as much as possible. I mean, obviously, listen, if you're working all day, you can't sleep in it. But you might be able to get like a 30-minute nap, whatever it is. Sleeping is key. So you want to get at least 7 to 8 hours a night. And, I haven't got that in a long time. I can't tell you the last time I got 7 or 8 hours. But recently I just got a new mattress. Because we bought this brand new mattress when we bought the house. This Beauty Rest, Black Beauty, supposed to be the best mattress ever. And man, it sucks. Like my back is, I wake up hurting in the back. Like she's like falling off the bed, right? So she's like, please, John. She's like, you know what? All right, that's fine. Let's go get another mattress. So we go in, we get this mattress, we get the best Tempur-Pedic mattress there is. It's got moving things, it's got vibrating things, it's got all the bells and whistles, right? But the cool thing about it is it's got this AI. And the AI reads how long you've slept, how long you were in REM sleep, and
so it could tell if you're tossing or turning.
It can tell if you snore, the bed moves up, so it takes pressure off your chest. So you don't, dude. I'm like, this is crazy, dude.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
So I've got like 2 nights rest in it, and it'll tell you what your quality of sleep is. I'll have to show you guys this another time, and it'll tell you like these different things. Like you got 33 minutes of deep sleep, 9% of your total sleep stat. 4 hours and 40 minutes is what I got light sleep. I mean, it breaks down.
It even gives you
1 hour REM
18%.
sleep. Yeah. So I'm like, damn, like, at least I'm keeping track. I know the Apple Watches will keep track of it too. So this is something that you guys should be looking at and trying to improve too as well. And if you can improve on this, like, I know the best shape I've ever been in my life, I was going to bed probably about 10 or 11 o'clock every night and waking up probably about 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. That was probably the best time. I think it was 2017 or 18, like right in there.
Yeah, social media destroyed everybody.
For sure.
Everybody.
100%.
Before, I mean, social media's been around for a while. Before it got, like, real big, like, when Instagram and everything got really, really big. Yeah. People used to sleep. Now people don't sleep. Like, now if I have a couple hours, I get excited. I'm like, I have nothing to do for a couple hours. I get excited, turn my phone off, and try to, like, lay down and go to sleep. Where it's like, people grab their phone, look at their phone, their sleep is gone. Don't be afraid to turn your phone off, too. You know what I mean?
Turn it off.
I'm a light sleeper. If someone just goes like this, I'm up. I can't go back to sleep.
Me too.
So I have to, like, put the rain surround sound in my room. I have to black everything out. I have to turn my phone off, put the AC freezing cold, get like 1 million pillows and blankets, and like bury myself.
That was the other cool thing about the mattress. It's 10 degrees cooler. It cools the mattress.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, man, I should have got this shit in the very beginning. Yeah, I'm so pissed.
Wow,
I was so pissed. Nice. I was like, man, I've been missing out on this good sleep, man. It's been crazy.
That cool is huge.
Too. It is. It really is.
Because with the blanket, you could like.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, even the pillows. I bought brand new pillows. I'm like, I ain't bought a brand new pillow in I don't know how long. It's got to be 5-6 years. Yeah. And at that point, like the pillow I got, it's even cooler by 5 degrees. Like I can feel it. I lay on the pillow. Holy shit! Like this is actually kind of cool.
Yeah, that's nice. I need some pillows too. I think this.
Because you need to get them after so long. It's like
it's crazy because when people go buy beds and stuff, like they always complain, like, "Oh, this mattress is like $2,000. It's so expensive, and this and that." But you think about it, you're sleeping on the thing.
Yes.
Like people will go spend $500 on a pair of shoes and this and that they'll wear for an hour or two.
Yes.
But then they'll complain about spending thousands of dollars or whatever on a decent bed where you're going to get not only is it you're there for supposedly 8 hours a day, but if you're laying in bed looking at your phone for another 2-3 hours, you're literally almost there half of the 24 hours of the day. So it's like if you guys are looking to get a better mattress, I mean this isn't even a mattress show like that. But I just kind of clicked into my head where like people are like, oh, it's too expensive. The bed frame might seem expensive. But the mattress is like where it's at.
Yeah, the mattress is where it's at. Who cares about the frame?
I almost cussed. You get a bad mattress.
Yeah.
And it could literally ruin your sleep, and you don't realize it. So for like 6 months, you're like, I don't sleep that good. You don't even realize. You get a new mattress, you might have a good night's sleep. So spend money, get the good mattress, get the good pillows.
It's all about investment for yourself at that point. You're like, it's just a mattress. There's a big difference in mattresses, for sure, 100%. So just
mattress. You think about it. A bed. If the bed is about the price of a couch, if you're on your couch for 4 or 5 hours a day, or 3 hours, or whatever, depending on what you do, and you're on your mattress for 8 hours, so it's like, I mean, if a bed.
Yeah.
Beds and couches and furniture that you're sitting on all the time. Now I can see if it's in a room that you don't use.
Right.
If you got a house with a spare bedroom, no one really sleeps in there. It's like for guests every once in a blue. You don't need to spend money on this. Just get a regular one. But for your own,
yeah, definitely self-invest for yourself. Matt V968, mattresses are like work boots. You have to get the best for you and the body. This is so true. And anybody that's worked in any kind of construction, roofing, I know I have, the boots. They're going to be on your feet all damn day. And when you're in the sun, dude, forget about it, man.
I remember working construction. When I first started working, like doing roofing and stuff, I was like, these boots are going to get destroyed anyways. Let me just go buy some cheap Walmart boots. Yeah.
Julie Moody, the boss. Boring conversation. I think this is a good conversation, though, that a lot of people don't talk about. But what do you want us to talk about? Let's hear it. Is there something more exciting we can talk about? What we do or how we can help you? Let us know.
Julie Moody.
Yep. Richard Lift. Are you moody right now? Stop being moody. All right. Richard Lifts. Just heard HCG helps with fat loss. So HCG can help with fat loss as far as you go into a calorie restricted diet. Now, the original HCG diet that came out was 500 calories. That was it per day. It's really hard to stick to. It really is. I know some people out there have done it, and we've had some patients do it. But usually you say calorie deficit, and for like a guy to go into 900 calories, and that's still a little hard to keep under, but you can do it a little bit better than 500. With this, now the way the HCG works is it actually stimulates hormones. Okay, that's why testosterone moves up, aromatase and estrogen, all these different things. But what it does do, which is really cool, is it takes the fat from the stomach area. And for women, what it does is it actually makes the little endometrium for the baby. And that's what it takes all those things for. So it'll work, and it'll actually help stimulate the hormones. It will actually help with body fat in the stomach area, to be honest with you. I was really a big believer about this because HCG used to be used a lot when we first started for weight loss. And we were always like, ECA Stack Plus is better, and there's some different ones. But I did run it one time, and it definitely did do the cut-up, and then we started putting it on patients, man. I mean, it works. Do I think there's other things that can work better? Hell yeah. Something like Glutide, man. Do that for sure. I mean, you're going to do it.
Peptides, semaglutide.
Yeah. So, I mean, the only good thing about it is it does raise testosterone levels, so that will help and other hormones too. So, that's the only thing I'd say about it. And then clomiphene for natty test levels. So, clomiphene will get the test levels up, 800, 900. I've seen it on blood tests, usually 700, 800. Can you inject BPC and TB 500 anywhere? Yeah, technically you can. Now, I would not directly inject into an injured area. Like if you have a tendon problem or, whatever it is, don't inject right into it. Subcutaneously, closest to the area where it's not going to really hurt you or hurt the wound. That's the best thing.
Be careful for tendons too. A lot of times people inject closest to like a ligament or tendon where it's elbow or knee. Yeah. Just be careful there's no ligament or bone close to there. Make sure it's going into like, soft tissue. Yes. You don't want to it's near my elbow, so I'm going to go right into the point of the elbow. No. Pull a little area, make sure it's in the soft tissue too. YG Lee, yes, sleep definitely helps with mental clarity.
100%. 100%. Yes. Yeah. Sleep is such a big thing. If you look up sleep deprivation or anything like that, I mean, you really start breaking down not only mental clarity, but we talk about immune function and everything else. You start breaking down. So the body needs sleep. It needs to recharge. It's like almost like an EV car, but way better. But at one point in time, it needs to recharge. It has to charge.
I can always tell when I get good sleep because because I sleep at all different times. Yeah. If I wake up and I don't know how long I've been sleeping and I'm up and I'm just kind of bobbing my head, I'm like, got music in my head, I'm like, man, I must have slept for a while. Because it's kind of like, almost like it gives me a boost of energy.
Yeah, oh, for sure, 100%.
Whenever I sleep for like 4 or 5 hours, I wake up, I'm just...
Those little naps do help too, guys. So you think like, going to sleep for 15, 20 minutes. Dude, there's studies on those. They do help. So, if you definitely need a little 15-minute break, then go ahead, do the 15-minute break, set your alarm clock, and then you'll wake up. Do y'all have like HGH frag? So that's AOD 9604. Yes, we do have it still right now. If you want it, definitely contact us as fast as possible, as early as possible to get it. All right. Problem with peptides is the uncertainty of long history of dosing side effects. All is guessing. So I could say that, yeah. Problems with peptides, uncertainty of long history of dosing side effects. So yeah. So do I agree with you there that peptides should be more researched to a certain degree? But there are peptides out there with a lot of clinical data on them. So there are some good studies out there on certain ones. Some of them not so much. So I do agree with you here on to a certain effect. But when we talk about this, think about how many FDA approved medications, and they had all kinds of clinical studies and all this other stuff, and they find out, oh, this is causing cancer, or oh, this is hurting people, and this is FDA approved. This is having to go through application process, clinical data, research. I mean, millions and millions of dollars thrown at it. And it gets approved, and everybody starts using it. Everybody gets prescribed this, and then we find out years later, oh my God, this is actually hurting people.
Yeah.
One thing I can say about this, yeah, from my end, the reason I would back peptides and most of these peptides is I've been taking these peptides for about 8 or 9 years myself. I know patients that have been taking them for about 8 or 9 years. I mean, religiously, every month, every day, and it's a good size sample. I mean, I wish I could run a clinical data and studies on that. I mean, it's there, so I can see from our patients that there hasn't been really any negative side effects for a long history. Now, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, obviously that data is not there. And there's not a lot of medications that do not have that data as well. Okay? Good deal. I like it. There should always be some questioning about anything out there that, that could be bad, could be good. Because SARMs, I wouldn't do. And at that point, that's bad for sure, 100%.
I'm not a fan of the FDA either, Julie.
Nobody is a fan of the FDA.
I'm not a fan of the FDA either.
Okay? Nobody's a fan of the FDA.
Yeah.
I mean, man, I'm not getting into politics, but you know what? 4 years ago, everything was getting dismantled as far as all these 3-letter agencies to a certain extent. And now, since we've had this last 3.5 years, whatever it is, they've been getting more and more regulatory and strict on different things. And we're talking about these medications and stuff like that. And say what you want about peptides. But peptides have definitely helped a lot of people out there, especially with injuries. And I'm one of them for sure. I know, man, I could make a list of at least 100 people that I know. Literally 100 people that have benefited from peptides in some way, shape, or form that I know personally that have become patients.
Probably for me, injury would probably be the number one
Big
thing
time.
I've seen people benefit.
Big time.
Weight loss is in there a little bit too, but injury, like when peptides first came around, when they first got big, that was the whole thing. Injury. Oh, you got a bad elbow? Take this. You got a bad knee? Take this. So I would probably say that injury is usually the main reason people ask for peptides to begin with.
To a certain degree, yeah. I mean, there's other good ones out there. Epitalon, which extends telomeres, genetic, and disease onslaught. I mean, there's some really good ones out there. Now, the telomere one, there's nothing you can test for that, right? You can't feel like, oh, my telomeres are extended. But with BBC 157 or TB 500, I can definitely feel a difference for sure, and I know it's helped me in the past. So it is what it is. It's kind of crazy. What is the doses of IGF-1 LR3? Good question. Ken Anderson said this. So the dose that we do is 500 micrograms. That's per vial. You can get the high dose, which is 2 vials, or you can get the Titan dose, which is 4 vials. That's 500 micrograms a piece. So, it's 500, 1,000, or 2,000 that you can get for the packages. So it just depends on what you want to do and how aggressive you want to be. What can I take to get my test back up to par, guys? Blood test, and then at that point, whether it's in clomiphene, if it's natural or more of a natural method, or you're doing testosterone replacement therapy, we can definitely help you out with any of these therapies or treatments. And that would be the way to do it. Blood test first, see where everything's at. At that point, put together a personal regimen with the provider, and you're on your way.
Yeah, John's made a good point. He said with the provider. So a lot of times people ask questions how to get their test levels back or this and that. We'll tell them, but then they'll try to do it on their own. So if we're telling you to get your test levels back, is get your blood work done, see your rat, maybe if you're eligible or if you qualify for HRT, that doesn't mean get your blood work back. Look over it yourself and make your own decision how much testosterone you should take. So a lot of times, make sure, just like John says, through a provider, so they can decide. They determine how much testosterone you need, what's your HRT dose is. There's no set HRT dose. I keep saying that over and over again. So
Yeah, there's not
make sure
one
you
set.
do it the right way. Yeah.
There's not one set. There's clinical data on 100 milligrams, 50 milligrams, 200 milligrams, none on 3. So it just depends.
And sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
What is the lower end that people would get? Just average. Just what is the low end?
Patients usually get with us. It's usually 100 milligrams, 200 milligrams, or 300 milligrams at very most per week.
Okay.
And it's split dosing. So at that point, it really depends.
Okay.
If some people I don't really want to take testosterone. They say that, and they're clinically deficient, right? And you're like, listen, try something. Whether you can try clomiphene first if you want to do it and go that route. And usually people do, and listen, I want to feel better. And then they'll go on testosterone, I don't want to take that much. So they'll do 100 milligrams, and they'll go up to 200 milligrams. Okay, I'm feeling better. And some people, they don't feel better too, and they have to go to 3. So it just really depends on the people in person. So, but yeah, 100 milligrams is usually what we would prescribe to a patient, the lower end of things. Anything lower than that, guys, really not going to get your levels up. I mean, 400, 500 is not going to be optimal. A lot of people have symptoms still at those levels. So you definitely want to get over 650. I mean, I would imagine. Bottom end for sure.
You got 10 minutes, less than 9-minute warning, Joe.
All right. What up, Megan? How you doing? Yeah, Richard Liff said, y'all absolutely amazing. Appreciate all the lives. Big shout out to Big Drew.
We had a question on there, blood pressure question.
Yeah, it's about, does ECA have any impact on blood pressure? So it's a great question, right? Any stimulant can have an effect on blood pressure. Is your blood pressure under control? Do you have high blood pressure without taking any sort of stimulant? These are certain things you need to look at there for sure, 100%. But yeah, any stimulant can definitely raise high blood pressure. So just make sure you're checking out that. Now I had a little bit of high blood pressure. I take 10 milligrams of lisinopril every day. I take an ECA red dose, and my blood pressure is straight. So.
Also, too, guys, if you get your blood pressure checked, make sure you don't have any caffeine or stims for at least 24 hours before you do it. So don't drink a cup of coffee and go take your blood pressure, and now it's high, and then now you're trying to diagnose it based off of it being off of that caffeine. So caffeine will raise your blood pressure on an immediate reading. It can also impact it in the long run too. So.
And also, if you're going into a medical office and you're getting blood pressure done there, right? There's a thing called white coat syndrome, and this is when people get really nervous when providers come in. It's a legitimate thing, white coat syndrome.
See, I don't get it when they come in. I get it. The other day I came in. She's like, "I'm gonna check your blood pressure." I was like, as soon as she said that, I was like, you just raised my blood pressure by saying you're gonna check my blood pressure.
It's a true thing. It is a true thing. So if that's the case, you got to relax before you get the blood pressure done. Let them know. Ken Anderson, can you combine 2 peptides for 1 injection? Absolutely. Levi West said, hey, bros, what's going on? I hope all is well. Is running 600 milligrams of test weekly smart in conjunction with RAD 140 and Endurable? I wouldn't run it. I mean, at that point, I don't know. I mean,
it's less than too much test.
Too much test.
But
and
2-3 times.
Yeah, dude. I mean, at that point, I would kind of stick away and try to get away from these different things. I live in Europe, and peptides are great for certain things. IGF-1, LR3, must be careful duration on it. This is true. So you live in Europe. That's awesome. So thinking about Open Appetite Medical Center in London. I already got the location and everything. I got people out there that wanted me to do it. So I need to get my ass out there. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the hard part, is get my ass out there. But peptides are a big thing in Europe. They are a huge thing. It's crazy, especially in London. So London, it's really cool because London, they don't have like an FDA, right? So, when you're over there and you go see somebody like me, they're like, all right, cool. Like, what do you want? I'm like, oh, I want growth hormone. I'm like, all right, cool. How many pens?
What?
Right? How many pens?
That's crazy.
Right? And it's all commercial brand. How much HCG you want? Right? There's 10 bottles. Cool. Here's the cool thing. The cool thing is that you don't have to get it from in country. So here in the United States, the only way that you can get a medication is if it's FDA approved, and at that point you can get the medication, unless you're dying and there's a right to try thing that you can do for like cancer and all these terminal diseases. But it has to come from the United States. Sometimes I'll let outside brands like Canada do it. If you go to Mexico, you can get a 9-day supply. There, you can ship in anything from any country, and that's what you sell. So the dude's HCG comes from Italy.
So they could go. You could be in London, shipped here from there.
So yeah. So my big thing is shipping Hercules Potion, Titan Complete, all that over
here.
there. No, to London.
Oh,
and it's still to London.
Oh,
Because nobody has anything like that over in London.
Oh yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
They have nothing. They have nothing. I've got Herschel and them over there. I've lived over there for a couple of years, and he's going. I get all the information. And Herschel's like, all right, we're doing it over here. I'm like, all right, well, let's go. So I'm getting everything together for that. So,
plus, if it's the first one too, the boom.
Yeah, there's a couple
before other places start catching.
There's other places out there, but Herschel's
not
like
Titan, though.
They're not Titan. No, they're nothing
there's
like
no
us.
Hercules out there.
But what they do is like they've got so much business because there's only a couple. Yeah. Like Herschel's like, it takes me like 2 months to even get an appointment.
Holy.
Like they're that slammed. Whoa. And everything is out of pocket because they have a national health system there, NHS. So people like to go to a doctor, like they can go for free, but it takes forever to get in a doctor. So they pay concierge medicine more to go see the physician or get the treatment or whatever it is. So just cool stuff, I guess. They're available and cheaper and taboo in the United States. Their doctors think are dangerous. So I don't think the doctors think they're dangerous. I think that the FDA and Big Pharma have some sort of situation lined up where they don't want it to be out there. But we'll see. We'll see how much. We'll see how much this petition, how many signatures get on the petition. If these signatures get up to 100,000, they can reverse it. The other thing that I would know, for an example, to give you guys on reversal that happened in the last 6-7 years, I think it was, is kratom. Kratom was banned by the FDA, right? And kratom is good, I guess, and I've never taken it, for a couple different things. Opiate withdrawals, energy, sleep, all these different things. So there's enough signatures that the FDA reversed the ban on kratom. And kratom is still out there and it's sold in gas stations, right? They've got kratom stores where you go there and drink kratom and get messed up.
Stuff everywhere. I don't know what that thing is.
Yeah, so I wouldn't take it. But there are a lot of people that use kratom out there. So this is just an example of how it could change.
I see like little coffee shops and places like that with that everywhere. Like kratom, whatever it's called.
Yeah, kratom. There's a big seller out there, and there's, like I said, I've never taken it, but there's a whole bunch of different people out there that have sworn by it, and it's helped. So if it helps, then God bless.
Julie's asking, are we still selling them?
Yes.
Supplies last.
Yes. The pharmacy still has a supply, and when that supply is gone, it's done. But yeah, we do have a lock on things right now, and the pharmacy has put aside a stock for just Titan Medical Center because we're one of the biggest places in the United States. So they are putting them there. But
stock up.
It is all political, man. It's all political. All right, guys. I think that's it. When do you sign this petition for peptides? I'm gonna post it, and I'll put it in our bio or somewhere on the page where you guys can do it. I'll make a video about it too, so you guys can sign. I definitely think, this is one thing that we all can agree on, that we need to sign this petition. We need these peptides. It's helped so many people out there, and that shouldn't go away.
Yep.
All right, so that's it, guys. We hope you guys have a great weekend. Come back to us every Friday. Titan Lifestyle with Big Dru, 2 p.m.
Yes, 2 p.m. every week, guys. Make sure you hit the bell on YouTube so you're notified of videos like this. Check us out on the podcast, TikTok, Instagram, and also Facebook. Yep. We'll be at the Olympia in 11-2.
Woo, Olympia, baby.
And we'll be at the Hurricane Pro on 10/21. Yeah. That's coming up. Yep. You guys check all the other Titan events on the website. Yep. We'll be back next week. Again, Titan Lifestyle. My brother from another mother.
My brother.